So I wandered down Soy 33 and a half, and the Japanese bakery is celebrating the Tanabata Festival. I looked it up on Google real quick. I still don't understand what it is. I think it's some astrological meeting of the stars. But you're invited to write wishes on the little ribbons hanging off, and then I guess they fly the kites. That's cool. It's a very popular bakery. I actually wandered over to one of my favorite pubs here, the Royal Oak. I thought they said they were opening tomorrow, so I figured it might be ready to go today, but it looks like they still have a lot of work in there. Doesn't look like today's Wednesday. That place is going to be opening Thursday, but I could be wrong. Guys all hanging out in front of the 7-Eleven having an evening cocktail. Never ate there, but almost above the Japanese bakery is Sabor Brazil. Let's go up and take a look. Looks like a nice little spot. I'll have to give it a try sometime. And next door is a dispensary, barbershop, and there's a couple of karaoke places up here. Diamond, Sukhumvit, and the newer Laughing Tiger's starting to do a pretty good business. It is happy hour, but it's pretty much packed every time I walk by. I've been in there twice, but now that I'm moving up to the Prompong area, I'll probably visit a little more frequent. Like they have a travel agency right here. There's plenty of travel agencies around town, and I think they're like old school travel agencies in the US. It doesn't cost any more to use them, and you might want to do that because some of these websites, AirAsia and the like, they're a little tricky to use. I've had better luck on Mozilla, on Internet Explorer or Chrome. Usually I use Chrome. It'll lock up on AirAsia all the time. I finally found some kind of thing online where they said, yeah, use Mozilla Firefox and it won't be a problem, and it wasn't. Years ago, I actually got double charged because I bought, it was a cheap ticket, like $38 round trip one way to wherever, Vietnam. And I got to the pay section, it just locked up and was spinning in a circle. So I backed out, checked my credit card, checked my email. There was no indication I was charged. Did it again, and the next day, yep, I had 2 tickets on the same flight for 38 bucks a piece, and forget about trying to get a hold of anybody at AirAsia. I sent 3 or 4 emails, 0 response. So just be a little careful, and it might be worth it to just stick your head in one of these travel agencies, and even if it's 5 extra bucks, make your life a little easier. And I walk by here all the time. This is O'Shea's. This is the Woodball Karaoke. I know they have 2 other locations that I know of. I'm not a huge karaoke guy, but it might be kind of a fun change once in a while. Woodball. And above Woodball is a language school. You might be able to come over and get that language visa. I don't know exactly how it works. I know there are some that, I won't say scammy, but a little bit. It's kind of pay us whatever, thousands of dollars. And again, don't quote me on the prices. We'll make you a language student, and you have to get online 2 hours a week, and you can maintain your visa. Other schools are more legit. They're there to actually teach you how to speak Thai, and this might be one of them right above O'Shea's here. So I just wandered in O'Shea's. It's 5 minutes till 7, and they do this every time over here. Happy hour ends at 7, so they'll come around at 10 till 7, 5 till 7, say, hey, how many more beers do you want to prepay? You know, do you want 5 more? We don't care, but you got to pay for them before 7. So that's nice. I always leave a tip. It's a little controversial. Some people don't tip at all over here. Most people, if something is like a beer's 90 baht, well, they'll leave 100 baht. Big deal, 10 extra baht. Me, I just ordered 2 beers, so I'm saving 80 baht. So I just said, hey, toss a 50 baht tip on there. Again, no big deal. So bottom line, if you're somewhere and it's happy hour, don't be afraid if they forget to come around to your table to just ask them before happy hour ends, hey, put me down for 3 more pints if you plan on hanging out. Leave a little bit of a tip and no problem, you'll be their best friend. Now I'm hanging out on the patio here at O'Shea's. There's no smoking inside. Patios over here, yeah, almost everybody's smoking on the patio. So if that bothers you, head on inside. Not too many bars over here are allowing I'll say they're not supposed to allow, but some still do. Smoking inside, they're still kind of allowing the vape pens inside, and technically they're illegal over here. I wouldn't recommend a tourist walking around with a vape pen at all. I've heard horror stories on YouTube of people getting arrested at the airport, bringing in a vape pen just like it's bringing in drugs. I'm not sure, it's 2023, if that's still in effect, but I would not even mess with it. Vape pens, the green, the hippie lettuce is available on every corner over here. Again, they're talking about making that illegal again, and there's a dispensary right there, and I think there's 3 more down the road. That you're only supposed to smoke at home, at probably not here, because this is an Irish pub, and the guy's a little, he's cool, but he's a little old school. So if you light up a joint out here on the patio, he's going to come call you out on it. He might say, he don't want to lose a customer. He might say, hey, step over there in between the cars, do what you got to do, and then come back into the bar. I don't really want you upsetting my customers. Plus, it's illegal. You're not supposed to be smoking out in public, from what little I know of the law. I think you're supposed to buy it, take it home. That's not happening over here. And in other places, I don't want to call out any place, but other places, sitting on the patio, especially 5-10 feet from a dispensary, yeah, it's like you're at a Bob Marley concert. And somebody had asked me about the bill. This is the bill, the bin. 90% of places over here, you'll just keep drinking, keep eating, and they just keep changing the receipts. Keep an eye on your receipt. I know all the waitresses in here. I mean, maybe that's a me problem. But if you go to a new place, yeah, right in front of the waitress, just check your bill. Just on the small chance, like in maybe Soy Cowboy, and if you're a little drunk, yeah, they might tack an extra beer or 2 on your bill, pad the bill. That doesn't happen often. It's more if you're just kind of being an idiot, sloppy drunk and all, yeah, they might pad the bill. But just good form is to keep an eye each drink on the bill, and there'll be no problem. The thing is, if you do have a problem at the end of the night and you're yelling and screaming, hey, I drank 7 pints of beer and you charged me for 9, you're going to lose that battle. You're going to have to pay for the 9 baht, even if the police are called or whatever. You're going to lose. If it's a show of face or whatever it is, the Thai folks, they're just not going to ever, even if they did pad the bill, they're never going to agree that that's what happened. So just politely pay it. Yeah, don't leave a tip, and just never go back to that establishment. But to argue and kick and scream and you're going to show them, that's not going to happen. You're going to lose that battle. And once again, that's not really a Bangkok problem. That's more a Pattaya problem. I'll see on YouTube videos and websites, hey, don't go to this place. They're notorious for padding your bill. I have, and again, I'm not putting down anybody's business, but I have heard of more than one place in Cowboy where they'll pad the bill, or they'll do kind of goofy things like if you buy a lady a drink, let's say she wants a rum and coke or a screwdriver, well, they'll charge you for 2 drinks. And those ladies' drinks, they're not cheap. Let's say it's 350 baht a lady's drink. So you'll buy her a rum and coke, and then at the end of the night, you'll look at that bill, and they charge you 350 times 2. One lady's drink was the coke, and one was the rum. I agree, that's a little goofy, but once again, there's really nothing you can do about it. What you can ask, if she says, I want a rum and coke, you can ask, well, how much is that going to cost? If they say 700 baht, say, no, I'm not paying 700 baht for a lady's drink. I'll buy you a beer, and they'll bring one of those little tiny bottles, and that might cost 300 baht. I don't know. I don't buy a lot of ladies' drinks, but I know that's how a lot of guys get in trouble. They're getting drunk, just kind of throwing money around. You also have to be careful in well, not so much in these Irish pubs, but in Thai bars, there'll be a bell, and not so much in a place like this where there's 50 people sitting there, but there might be 5 people sitting around. Different bars have different rules. Sometimes you ring the bell and you buy the entire staff a drink. And oftentimes they don't gouge you like ladies' drink prices. It'll be like if a beer's 120 baht and 3 girls get a beer, it's 120 times 3. But different bars have different rules. Other bars, when you hit that bell, you bought everybody in the bar a drink. Now that's more popular in Pattaya, and I've certainly been in bars where, you know, there's 5-6 people around and one bartender, and somebody's having a 1 week millionaire type vacation and hit that bell, boom, everybody gets a beer in front of them. Me, just being polite, I'll often, whoever did that, buy that guy a shot. Again, you're not obligated, but I just, you know, if somebody buys me a beer, I'm going to buy them a beer back or at least a shot. But don't be surprised if you hear that bell, whatever you're drinking, they're just going to stick another one right in front of you. They don't oftentimes do the upside down glass like in the US, meaning this guy has the next one free, they'll just bring you another one even if you have a full beer in front of you, but that's not a major problem. And I'll buy my friend Stella, I go into her bar a lot, I'll buy her, she loves gin and tonic. They have a bell. I don't ring the bell. I'm not exactly sure what the rules are, but, you know, two guys sitting at the end of the bar who aren't even being very friendly, I'm not buying them a drink. So if you want to buy your bartender or your waitress a drink, well, just tell them, you know, bring a Tiger over here, and if you'd like a beer, I'll gladly pay for that. Now, oftentimes, and don't be insulted, these ladies are working maybe 2 jobs, and they're not, a lot of them, especially here at a place like this, I mean, this is busy and they're running around hustling. She doesn't want to get drunk. she will take that drink and maybe get an orange juice or a soda and put it in a highball glass. Yeah, some guys are like, let me sniff that drink and make sure it's alcohol. And, you know, I don't like those kind of guys. If you're buying her a lady's drink, it's not to get her drunk, not in a place like this. It's more a tip, because that lady's drink, or even just drink, I'm sure she's going to get a small cut of that. Probably very small. If it's a 120 baht drink, beer, whatever, she might get 20 baht. But once again, there's nothing wrong with giving a 20 baht tip. Her bus fare, round trip, might be 22 baht. And I keep telling myself I need to try this Korean place upstairs. I see everybody walking up there. There's all kinds of cool little restaurants. I'll assume that's the kitchen on the 3rd floor. But just like a little hidden hallway and a restaurant upstairs. There's just 1,000 places. Oh, I know, this is brand new. I thought that was going to be an apartment, but it's the Holistic Saloon, whatever that is. They have barbershop poles going. Me, I'm going to have to control myself a little bit, because I was always a pretty good tipper in the US. I mean, 20% or more. And over here, that's just not as expected. So I got to kind of watch myself. Like, now this is my friend. So I just ordered 2 beers, and that's 200 baht or 198. And I said, just make the tab 300, and I'm going to pay right now. I don't want to have any more here. I need to get going. And so that's probably a little excessive, but it's $2.80 US. But I need to stop thinking that way, I guess. Once again, if I would have said, hey, make it $2.50, that would still be a really good tip. Now, you also have to be a little careful, because in a place like this, if you're paying cash, they bring the little Visa, the little plastic thing, and the way, from what I understand, it works is if your bill's 200 baht and you want to leave a 50 baht tip, if you want to leave it to the waitress you're dealing with, you put the 50 on top. So you'd put the 200 inside and the 50 on top, or just hand it to her. Now, if you put 250 baht on the inside, well, then it goes to everybody and they divide it up at the end of the night. Nothing wrong with that. But when I walk into O'Neill's, or where am I at? O'Shea's, 90% of the time, my one friend, she just comes hustling over and says, hey, bring you a Tiger beer? And absolutely. So I kind of want that 50 baht tip to go directly to her. And once again, 50 baht is, well, right now the baht's what, 35 to 1, so it's not much more than $1. And if you've had 4 or 5 pints, especially if she did you the favor and said, hey, let's put them all on the happy hour price, I personally just don't have a real problem tipping $1.50 or even a whole $2.80, 100 baht, if she just saved me, whatever the math is, 250 baht on my pints by putting 6 of them down on the happy hour price at 6:30, and I sat here and hung out till 8:30 or 9 p.m. That is maybe a little bit unusual. I get it. You probably shouldn't be drinking happy hour prices at 8:45. But again, they don't seem to mind here, and I think it's almost encouraged because they come around and ask, more so like, hey, drink here instead of wandering down to the next place, and yeah, buy them all on happy hour price and hang out. We're still making a few bucks. You see the place is packed. The Royal Oak usually does trivia on Wednesday, but they're doing it here.
Like the Royal Oak, but it is the Royal Oaks quiz, one last week. Hopefully next week we'll be back at the Royal Oak. If you're playing the quiz, you can get the seats from me up here at the front of the bar. If you have any
Trivia night's real popular over here. It's a Wednesday night. The place is packed. And like he said, they normally do it at the Royal Oak, but they're down here at O'Shea's while the remodel's going on. Now, he just said every table was reserved, and I just walked in, and there wasn't a place to sit at any of the bar stools. I came out here. I'm not a big fan of sitting outside. For one, it's hot. And the other thing is everybody's kind of chain smoking out here. But on trivia night, Wednesday, here at, I'll say it's going to be at the Royal Oak because they're supposed to be back there once the remodel is done. And he said hopefully they'll be back there next Wednesday. It was supposed to be open tomorrow, but that's obviously not happening. So Royal Oak, another great, that's a British pub down the street. I probably wouldn't go there unless you reserve a table on Wednesday for the trivia. You can roll in about 10 p.m., no problem. But if you go at 6 or 7 p.m., no, there's going to be a reserve thing on every table. So don't be put off. It's a great pub, but their trivia, it just packs the place on Wednesday. If you're a trivia person, sign up. It's kind of international trivia, a little bit of Thai. They'll mix in what's the largest mountain in Thailand, that kind of thing. But it's more what's the difference between these two Volkswagen symbols, which one is correct. And everybody's just having fun, and there's a rolling prize. I don't know exactly how it works. I've been in there 3 or 4 times, played trivia once. I've been in there while trivia's happening, mean to say. I've been in there way more than 3 times. But it's a rolling pot, and if a person doesn't win, it rolls to the next week. I was in there one time when somebody won, I think it was 30,000 baht. Hey, that's real money, and everybody's in there having fun. The person who comes in last place, I think they get their bar tab paid or a round paid, something, kind of a loser's payoff. Now here's a couple of young ladies heading into this Layla Thai massage. Now these 2 masseuses were sitting out front. I've mentioned in many a video, if the masseuses are sitting out front, it might be a hanky-panky kind of place. But no, not in this situation. It's just hot. They're just hanging out. If they're hanging out front in skimpy outfits and all and trying to, I guess, like hustle you in, like, hey, massage, 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 that is a little more, let's just say there's no massage going on. My eyesight isn't that good, but I can see 1 hour Thai massage for 350 baht. I guess they didn't like the terms or whatever, they're taking off. But this is definitely legitimate with behind closed doors and a receptionist. So even though they're sitting out front, yeah, they're clearly just regular ladies doing massage, no problem. Hey, I don't know anything about soccer. I mean, I guess a little Premier League, but this O'Shea's is the home to, I'm going to get it wrong. I think it's the Scottish Premier League, the Celtics, and it's a green and white striped jersey. I'm not sure if it's the season right now. I don't think so, because I would come here all the time, and so I think we're off season. And on Friday, Saturday, I'm not exactly sure, but it would be like at midnight or something, the games would start, and they're partying. They have a band, they have bagpipes going. Even if you're not into soccer or Premier League football, come to these British and Irish pubs and hang out and party. It's just a great time. You'll meet some. I met a dive master who I'm going to off of Koh Samui, I forget which island, and I'm going to go dive with him. I met him having beers here at a Celtics game. You can use your credit card, and I have many times in this place. I'd say 90% of places you can use your U.S. credit card. You can't use, well, that's Visa and MasterCard. You can't use American Express. Maybe at like the Marriott, the Hyatt, or I'm not sure about Big C grocery store, those kind of places. The problem with credit cards is they charge, I think it's like 2% to the merchant for the convenience fee. American Express, I think, charges 4%. So many of these places are like, no, we're not going to do that. Now, some of these places, not this place or not really any place I hang out, they'll try to pass the 2% fee on to you. In other words, whatever that Visa is going to charge them, they'll just tack it on your bill. I'm not sure if that's entirely legal as far as Visa is concerned, but that's what's going to happen over here. Even if you don't drink, I recommend hanging out at these British and Irish pubs just for a little taste of home. I'm an American, and I mean, there's maybe one other American in here tonight. I don't know. Everybody in here is from the UK over here in Bangkok, but it's still a little taste of home more than being down in Cowboy or Nana and everybody's running around from every single country in the world. Here it's kind of like just a local bar. We're all hanging out, having some food, having some drinks. But once again, if you don't drink, yeah, come on in here, have a Coke, order some food, and just meet some people. Some of these pubs have a restaurant license. I'm sure it works like it does in different parts of the world. In the U.S., restaurant license, you might have to shut her down at 11 at night or midnight. It's not a bar. So here comes a trivia team. This place, I think midnight is last call. This isn't really a late night place. Same with Royal Oak down the way. I think they serve food and it's considered a restaurant more than a bar. So they'll close it up a little early. However, many of these places are open early, and I don't know what early is, 9 a.m., maybe even earlier, to come in and they have American breakfast or British breakfast, and they're usually pretty good deals. Once again, I try to eat as local as possible, but I've been over here a year, I think, a little over a year, and yeah, you don't want to eat Thai food every day any more than I want to eat hamburgers and quote-unquote, well, I guess that's German, but quote-unquote American food. I don't want to eat that every day. When I lived in San Diego, I ate a lot of Mexican food, Thai food, Italian food. It's the same over here. So just put that in your budget.
Those that were breastfed were much better at exams. If you do their GCSEs,